The first one I'd like to show is this standard SSL. This one has a couple different modes. The normal mode is just as you would expect it. The one thing you have to do if you want to change the moving average type, you actually have to change both of these. And mainly it's because you can have the trend detection. You can either make it faster or you can make it slower. It all depends on your system. You can also change this moving average here. And I've tried a number of different moving averages, and I actually think the simple moving average, just how the guy originally did it, seems to work the best, but whatever works. So you can see how this can change it. The other thing I added to this normal one is an ATR. You don't need to add much. And all it does is it moves the high and the low by whatever this ATR amount. So it can stretch it out. You can see how it would change. And I think even going past 0.5, these get pretty long and you kind of like you'll miss this. But sometimes it moves these beginnings, these parts here. It moves it right in line with, say, your volume indicator and the rest of your system. So you can play with that. You can also negate this. You can make it so it's a little smaller. It goes the other way. So you can play with that. The ATR mode is basically, instead of using the high and the low, it uses the ATR. And that's controlled right here, the period, and then how high or low it goes right there. So it's just a little bit different. And then there's this number of candles after it crosses. And this is just something I put in for my system. And you can change the number of dots. You can put 0 if it won't put any after the cross. I have it set to 2 because I want these to line up. This is the Arun, which is another one I'm going to show you, has a similar type of thing where it will print these 3 candles, or it will print the original, the first cross, and then I have it set to 2 right here. So it then prints 2 dots after that, and then the same for the down. And then the other thing that I've added is this automatic, the size of the dots. So if you were to zoom in, they get bigger. If you zoom out, they get smaller. So the other thing is I added this distance multiplier. Turn this thing on. Okay, see how these blue dots and these orange dots, that's from the baseline. You can take this multiplier here, which it defaults to 1. I have it set to 2.5, and all it does is it moves it above or below those dots. So you can either leave it as it is, or the other thing I've added is, it'll be included in the zip file, is the histogram version of this. So you can save your settings, go down here. These are probably set at the same settings already, but you can then load it in here. And you can then come up here and turn this off. Then it also has this use for colors, which in case you need the other colors in your algorithm, the expert advisor buffers it will, here it's going to put out a -1 on the tan colored here. These will be a -2. The brighter green will be a 1. The darker green will be a 2. And if you set this to false, then it will output as 0 when it shows this gray. And that's basically this SSL version.